Hello. Happy Tuesday. Let's see who's live. Wait to get a couple of you live, so I'll start. Hello. Fine. Hi. How is everyone? Happy Tuesday. How was the weekend? I'm sorry I didn't have one on Sunday. I was out of town. I was in Orlando for it was an awesome event. It was called the America's Cake Fair by Satin Ice, and I got to see so many of the awesome cake artists in the US and from outside of the US too. So I'm sorry, that's why I wasn't here, but I'm here now. And so tonight we are making stuffed eggplant. I hope you guys like eggplant, and if you don't, I'm also doing potatoes, so that way you have a choice. My kids, some of my kids like the eggplant, so they'll eat it. The other ones, they like the potatoes, so they're not too crazy about eggplant. So I went to the store and I was hoping to find medium-sized eggplants. These were the smallest I could find, as big as my head, like literally as big as my head. This is scary, okay? Look at this, like, oh my god. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to work with these. I do like them to be smaller because that way they won't have as many seeds inside. So, but this is what I found, and we're gonna be working with these. So for the eggplants, I know before somebody asked me, how do you pick the eggplants? This here, the greener it is, the fresher it is. So I always look for, these are not like the best ones, but they are okay. So make sure that this is still green. So that means that the eggplant is good, and it's also smooth. The skin of it is smooth. It's not all wrinkly. If it starts to get wrinkly, then it's time to cook it before it gets bitter. So what we're gonna do, the way I like to cut the eggplants, or first of all, we're gonna peel them. So I don't peel it all the way. I like to leave a little bit of skin on it. So I do, like, I keep one strip of skin and then I peel one. So that way you have a little bit of skin holding the meat of the eggplant inside of it. So this is what I do. I take off the top and then we peel it. Yes, I will stuff them. So with the eggplants, you've eaten the eggplants, but you haven't made them. So I know eggplants, you see them a lot at the grocery store, and not too many people cook them because it is a little tricky to cook them. So in the Middle East, we do eat eggplant a lot, and it's actually, it's a nice vegetable. It's just that we really have to know how to prepare it, because especially here in the US, since it's almost like a sponge. So if it's not done right and if it's not cooked right, what happens with it is that it actually, like, it melts. And so that's why what I'm gonna do with these is, after I cut them, I'm gonna put a little bit of oil on them and I'm gonna roast them in the oven until they're golden. So that way they're cooked, but not all the way, because then after that we are gonna stuff them with the beef, with the brown beef, and we are gonna cook them in a tomato sauce. So here we go. We are gonna cut them about 2 fingers wide. So here we go, and we are gonna place them. Oh, nice, eggplant parmesan. Yes, I haven't played with that. I don't know. I think I'm more basic. But see, these are really good. The least amount of seeds it has, the better, because when it has too much seeds, it actually tends to be bitter. So that's a good eggplant. Even though they're as big as my head, they're still good. So here we go. And then this one here. So what I'm gonna do, I have my pans, my oven pans, my sheet pans. We are gonna spray them with nonstick. And I'm gonna start placing them on it. So that way they're gonna go in the oven and they're gonna start roasting while I make the potatoes. So I'm gonna do 2 eggplants for now, because I don't want to keep you guys on for so long. So here we go. Again, you peel one strip and you leave one on. So one on, one off. There you go. If you like this game, you can keep it. I don't. It's just sometimes it's thick and it's not too pleasant to chew. So that's why I try to go halfway. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so here we have the eggplants. They are cut about you want to see cupcakes? Cupcakes later. I will teach you guys how to make some cupcakes, especially for the holidays later, but for now we're doing cooking. So so I have them here. I am gonna brush them with a little bit of vegetable oil or canola oil. So it's just enough to roast them in the oven, and you can also fry them. You can deep fry them. That's how the original way to do it. It is deep fried, but since we're trying to watch the amount of fat we're taking in, that's why we roast them in the oven with a little bit of oil. So it still has it's kind of like a cheating way of frying them. And I think it's enough fat in it, doing it this way. But if you prefer to fry them, you can definitely fry them. Well, I'm glad you guys are enjoying that. I'm teaching you guys different ways of cooking stuff and using different spices for it, which is my spices. You know how they are. I'm gonna repeat them again. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you guys for watching. So I'm gonna put it in the oven. I have it on convection roast and I have it at 425. So that way they will roast fast. They will, they're not gonna melt, to say, and it will go fast like that. So I'm gonna put them in there and we're gonna start peeling the potatoes. I do something fun with the potatoes. I will show you guys in a second. I'll be back. So the eggplants are in the oven right now and they are roasting, and I'm gonna peel the potatoes, and of course in a little bit we are gonna brown the beef and put the sauce to boil, so that way we're doing more than one thing together, so we'll go fast. So I have 4 potatoes. I got the Rosette, I don't know how to pronounce this, okay? Don't quote me for this, but it's the medium-sized potatoes. If you find the smaller ones, it's even better, but this is what I find at the grocery store. So what I do is we're gonna peel them, of course. This one's definitely, you have to peel them all the way. Any questions, you guys? Any concerns, any suggestions for the upcoming videos? I will gladly take them into consideration. So that way I can have ideas. Sometimes I do run out of ideas because I want to make dishes that are fast to make. Since we're always in a time crush, our lives are just so fast-paced. So that's why I try to to keep the dishes that I make within an hour of live. But if you guys have something in mind that you want to learn that's Middle Eastern, I do know a little bit of other cuisines, but not a whole lot. Please go ahead and send me suggestions. And also, would you also like me to prepare sweet dishes every once in a while? What did you season the eggplant with? I didn't season the eggplant with anything. I peeled them, and we used the non-stick spray on the pan, and I placed the eggplants and just oil. I just brushed it with oil. That's all I did. I didn't put any seasoning on it because the seasoning is gonna be in the beef when we cook it and we season it, and in the sauce that we are gonna cook the eggplant in. So you don't have to season the eggplant. Okay, make it easy. So here you go. I'm peeling the potatoes, and I'm gonna cut them in half. And you're very welcome, Elizabeth. I'm gonna cut them in half, and I have this tool that is so cool. It's to make a hole in the potato, actually. So let me show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut it in half. So we have them. I try to do them always to be almost the same size. I don't know, I feel like it looks better when you present it, because like I always tell you guys, you eat with your eyes first. So I try to keep them kind of like at the same height, if you see there. So some of them are gonna be a little bit smaller because they're not all the same, but I try as much as I can. So if you see, look what I'm doing. I'm making them stand up on their bottoms. So I'm cutting each potato in half right here. You see that? You see what I'm doing here? Can everybody see? They're not the same height. See, and this drives me crazy. So I'm gonna cut a little bit off. Yeah. Is that better? Yeah, a little bit. This one is still hot. There you go. So here we have them, and then we have this one here. So like I always say, guys, you eat with your eyes first, right? So if it looks pleasant, then it's inviting and you want to try it. And if it looks then you're like, never mind. Okay, so the bottom there is straight. I like to round it a little bit to make it look kind of like it's a small potato, because it's not a small potato. So there you go. So I kind of rounded it a little bit with the peeler. You see that? About how many people will this serve? This one here, the 2 eggplants, the 2 these are large eggplants. The 2 large eggplants and the 4 potatoes, it's gonna be enough for, let me see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 8 servings of potato here. So that's 8 servings. And then the eggplants, we also have about another 8 servings. So you have about 16 servings altogether. And it depends on how much you eat. Like me, myself, I always eat 2 plates. I'm sorry, I'm a fatty. I like to eat. That's why I like to cook. So here you go. So if you see what I'm doing is just I'm rounding it a little bit to make it look pretty, so it doesn't look so flat. You see that? So that's all I'm doing, just to make it round. And then I'm gonna get this magic tool that I have, that you can find it actually in the specialty stores or the international stores. If you look at it, look at this. It's like it's kind of like a knife, okay? So it's kind of like a carving knife. So what I do is I'm gonna empty the inside of the potatoes. Look at this. Look at this. This is the coolest thing ever, y'all. Look. And then we're gonna stuff it here. Look at this. Haha. Isn't this so cool? Can you see it? There you go. The light is like on top of it. So I made a hole in the potato. It's a potato with a hole. Look at that. So this here, I am gonna also roast it in the oven. You can definitely fry it. Actually, if you fry it, it tastes really good. So you guys want me to fry it? I missed the beginning. I was being my own. Okay, at the beginning, all what I have done for you guys who missed it or who just tuned in, all what I did is I peeled eggplants, and I was telling them that they're as big as my hand. Look at this, like really, okay? So I peeled them, one strip yes, one strip no. I cut it in circles and they are about this thick, about 2 fingers thick. I put them on a pan with non-stick, and I brush them with vegetable oil, and I'm roasting them in the oven at 425 degrees. So let me check on them. Yep, they're starting to catch some color. They're getting a little golden there, so we're gonna keep an eye on them because we don't want them to burn. I also said that you can also deep fry them if you prefer. They do taste really good if you deep fry them. It's just, it depends how you like your food. If you like your food really fattening, go ahead and do it. It actually tastes really good. But if you don't wanna deep fry it, you don't have to. So here you go. You know what I'm gonna do? I am gonna fry the potatoes. How about that? So let me put the oil for it to get warm while I finish doing this. Give me 1 sec. So what I'm doing is I'm putting some of the vegetable oil. I'm gonna put them in the pan. I need more. That's not enough. And I'm gonna deep fry the potatoes. So there you go. It is on the stove. It's getting hot. And for those of you who just tuned in, this is what I'm doing. I'm making a hole. I'm carving the potato from the inside. You see that? So the filling that we're gonna make with the ground beef, actually you can use ground turkey too if you don't eat beef for any reason. You can do ground turkey also, ground bison, ground I don't know, any meat that you want. Not chicken. Please don't do ground chicken. I don't know how that would taste actually. So here you go. You see that? So I peeled the potatoes, I cut them in half. I made the bottom of them a little round so they don't look just weird. If you find small potatoes, even better. That's even cuter. If you find small eggplants, oh my gosh, that's the way to do it. That's the original way to do it. It's the small Italian eggplants, and they're like this small. And that's how we do it back home. But over here, it's a hit or miss. You don't always find them. So we have to do whatever, we have to use whatever we find at the grocery store. And sometimes it's not fun. It sucks, you know, not to be able to use the original ingredients that you're used to, but you have to also get along with whatever you have around you. If you cannot find it, just find something else, right? So here we go. I'm almost done, and I'm gonna be checking on the eggplants again because they seem like they're almost to be done. Okay, so when I make this dish, I usually, as you guys have seen, I do like to bake my dishes. So what I usually do is I actually do bake the eggplant with the filling, the potatoes. I bake it, I put the tomato sauce, and I bake it in the oven. I just feel like it's easier and you don't have to worry about, you can put it in the oven and go do something else. So look, this one I made a hole. I went a little too much, but it's okay. It's not gonna damage it or anything. So I am gonna go rinse the potatoes a little bit because they're not clean. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I have the potatoes here. I washed them. Make sure to dry them because if the oil is hot, what's gonna happen? It's not gonna be fun. It's gonna explode. That's what I say. So I'm drying them, and so that way we're not gonna have an accident in the kitchen, and then you guys are gonna laugh at me because I'm live and I cannot edit, and I just don't want to look. Don't want you to see me all scared. And so here you go. So I dried them with a paper towel. And I am gonna, here you go. I'm gonna check the oil, see if it's hot enough. No, it still needs a little bit more time. So I'm gonna check on the eggplant. Hold on. So the eggplants are getting there. I'm gonna brush them with a little bit of oil, a little bit more oil. And I'm flipping them to the other side, so that way they will cook evenly. You don't have to, but I am doing it now, and I will show you guys in a second how they look so far. Okay, so let me take the camera to the oven so you guys can see what's going on. What are you going to stuff the potatoes with? The same beef that I'm gonna brown for the eggplants, I'm gonna stuff the potatoes with it too as well. So there you go. You see that? So they're getting there. They just need more time. So I'm gonna put them back in there. And I have it at 425 convection roast. So they need another maybe like 3 more minutes. And meanwhile, let's check on the oil for the potatoes again. So the potatoes, you can also do them in the oven, but I'm gonna fry them so for you guys to see that you can do them in 2 different ways. Hey Samir, thank you for all the likes and all the hearts. My husband, see, he's happy I'm making dinner. Like, I haven't cooked so much as I've been cooking now, so that's why I'm getting all the hearts as you guys can see there. Yeah, so the oil is ready. I am gonna put the potatoes to go fry in there, and we'll keep an eye on them. It scares me so much to fry food. Like, you won't believe how much I get scared. Okay. There you go. So they are in the oil. They're frying right now. You're welcome, Samir. And if you guys have those fryers, those deep fryers that have the wire basket, good for you. I don't. I do it the old way. So I just do it the old traditional way. Here you go. So they are deep frying right now. And then I am gonna start the beef. So for the beef, I did get 2 pounds of beef. I may not need both pounds. I'm gonna do maybe 1.5 pounds of it, and we are gonna brown it. I have the stove on, and I have the pan, and this is ground beef. You pick whatever beef you want. Some of them are the super lean, the extra lean, some of them are the ground chuck. It's up to you, whatever, it's your preference. I'm not gonna be like, oh no, you have to use this kind of beef. No, because each one has a preference in how they like their beef. If they want it with more fat or less fat, it's up to you. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of oil, and okay, so the eggplants are almost there, and the potatoes are frying right here. So the beef, let me bring it so you guys can watch what I'm doing over there. Can you see? Can you guys see okay? Okay. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 pounds of beef because I would rather have more than have too little, and then it won't be enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other pound. And what I'm using today is organic grass-fed ground beef, and it's 90% lean and 10% fat. So, I mean, it's not like you really have to use this one, but that's what I found at the grocery store. And I was like, oh, let me give it a try. So, and by the way, guys, I don't plan for these meals way ahead of time. I'll be at the bakery and I'll start thinking about what's easy to make. And that's how I do it, okay? So that's why I'm asking you if you have any suggestions that you want to learn, a dish that you've had before, and you would like me to try and do it. If I know how to do it, I'll be more than happy to do it. But if it's something that I've never done, I'll be honest. I'll be like, hey, look, I don't know how to do it. I can do something similar to it. So, the potatoes, here you go. They're still frying. They need a little bit more. And they just a little bit more time. I fry them until they're a little bit golden, not so much, but just till they're done. Okay, because they are gonna be cooking in the tomato sauce, but they're not gonna be cooking in it for a very long time. It's just enough to get the tomato, for the tomato sauce to thicken with it. That's actually what we're doing when we cook them together. So it's kind of like prepping everything and then combining them all together and having them take all the flavors together. So here you go, the beef is browning. And like I said, you can use turkey if you would like. You can use any other ground meat. No ground chicken. I haven't tried it with ground chicken, so I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna give you my opinion or my input in it because I don't know how it will taste with ground chicken. If you try it, let me know. Maybe it's good too. After all, it's in the spices. The taste is in the spices that you use. So, oh, thank you, Risha. She's sharing my video. And I really hope you guys are actually getting to learn a little bit of what I do, and I hope you're finding it fun and exciting, and if not, then I just stop doing it. You guys tell me, like, if it's something you're enjoying, I'll definitely be more than happy to keep doing this. So here you go. We're gonna season it in a little bit, like I did before. I don't know if whoever has watched me before, I don't like to season the meat while it's still raw all the way. I like to season it right before it's finished cooking, so the flavors will stay in it. So here you go, a little bit more, and I'll start adding the spices. The potatoes, they are almost done. Almost. 1 more minute. Let me see. Yep, about 1 more minute. So, and I'm gonna check on the eggplants too to see how they're doing. Please keep doing these. Okay, Elizabeth, thank you. I will. As long as I have you guys enjoying it, I'll keep doing it. Oh wow, the eggplants are looking so good. Oh wow, yes, so let me show you this, guys. The eggplants are actually, I can take them out right now, but I'm gonna leave them just a little bit more. Okay, so here we go. And I'm gonna start with my magic spices that a lot of you, I think, are used to it by now. All of you who watch me all the time. We have, can somebody tell me what they are? Let's see who's been keeping up with Lily and her cooking, her crazy ideas of cooking. So we have cinnamon, we have ginger, nutmeg, allspice, salt and pepper. And today I am gonna use a little bit of adobo. That's basically the spices that I use. What are you doing? I am making Sheikh al-Mehshi. So it is the stuffed eggplant and stuffed potatoes. And if we translate Sheikh al-Mehshi, it actually translates really funny. It translates to stuffed old man. That doesn't sound very appetizing, right? So that's why I said stuffed eggplant. So I'm gonna do, you said the last spice, I'm using adobo. And this is from Venezuela, but you can definitely find it at the grocery store from Goya. The Goya brand, they do have adobo as well, which is a complete spice. That's what adobo is. It's just a complete spice. Okay, so the potatoes are done, y'all. And I'm gonna do what I usually do. This is the way I learned how to do it, is I get paper towel and I put it down, and then I will just take them. Actually, I'm gonna use this, okay? Because remember that they have the hole in it, so they are gonna have oil in it. So I'm gonna put them face down, so that way they drain the extra oil that's in it. Okay, so there you go. What was the question? I know somebody had a question. It says, what is the last spice you said? Yeah, that's the adobo. Yeah. That's the last question I had. Any other question? Please feel free to ask. I try to answer them as I go. Sometimes I miss them because more people start joining and I just miss that. So you know what I'm gonna do, since the oil is still hot, I'm crazy like that. I am gonna put one eggplant. I'm gonna cut it. I told you guys that you can fry it or do it in the oven. I'm actually gonna also do one in the oil. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna put one right quick and put it in there. So that way you see how it looks like when it's deep fried. And it actually tastes really good. Like, I'm not gonna lie. The fried eggplants are just, oh my goodness. And also fried, deep fried cauliflower. Some of you have tried it. That is like the best thing ever. And we make tahini and yogurt sauce that we put with it. Oh my goodness, that thing is so good. So maybe I'll do that one day, just to indulge. So here you go. They are thick. They are about 2 fingers thick, and I am gonna deep fry them. Now these here, they are a little bit scary. There you go. So I am deep frying some eggplant as well. And I am gonna start seasoning the beef. As you see, the beef is brown right there. So I'm gonna start seasoning it. If I can find my little spoons. 1 second. See, I wasn't here over the weekend, and whoever put the stuff away, I don't know where they put my stuff, so it's okay. I just improvise. So here you go. So we have about a teaspoon of the adobo. We have the onion powder. We're gonna do about a teaspoon as well. We have cinnamon. Cinnamon, we're only gonna do half a teaspoon because it is a strong spice, and then we will go from there. If we need more, we will add a little bit more. And we have our famous allspice, nutmeg, and ginger. So nutmeg, just a little bit, about a 1/4 teaspoon. Allspice, we're gonna do about half a teaspoon. And then ginger, we're gonna do half a teaspoon. What I'm missing is the garlic powder. We are also gonna add a little bit of fresh garlic as well. So this is half a teaspoon of garlic powder. And salt, we will do, the adobo does have salt in it, so you guys be careful with. So I'm gonna do about, right now it's like half a teaspoon more. Okay, so the eggplant, woohoo! Look at this. You see that? So we roasted those in the oven with some oil in them. So they're ready. I'm gonna put them aside while I finish this. And then we are gonna start stuffing them. And meanwhile, I'm also gonna put the tomato sauce to cook. Well, it's mostly to cook with the spices. So you can also, by the way, before I used to make, when I was making this dish, I used to chop a small onion, like very, very thin. You can also do that, but there's no need for it. Since you're using the onion powder, it's already adding flavor to it. So I need some pepper. I haven't put any pepper in it. Meat always takes pepper. It just adds some flavor to it. Okay, so this is fresh cracked pepper that I'm using. Okay, let me try it and see. And I'm gonna add a clove of garlic, a minced clove of garlic. So here I'm frying eggplant as well, because I told you I wanna show you how it also looks if you were to do it fried. That way you have an idea. And garlic. And then 1 clove of garlic. So I have 1 garlic. You're on your way. Okay, Misty. How far are you? Are you gonna make it by the time I finish? So I put one big clove of garlic, actually. This boy was big. So here you go. Oh my gosh, this smells amazing, people. Whew. Telling you, garlic just takes you to a whole different level. Let me see. I'm gonna take a bite of it to see how it's tasting. So these eggplants are almost done too. So the old way, paper towel, and then I just remove them. So see, this is the eggplant that I fried. Oh my goodness, the spices are making me want to sneeze. Usually it doesn't. I think I put too much pepper this time. So, here we go. You hear that? That's why it scares me so much. Ah! Okay. There. Stay there. Sorry. The hookup. Yeah, Sam does have the hookup. See, Sam is on his way too. Okay, so I'm gonna try and see the spices, how it's tasting. Man, too bad I cannot share with y'all. See, here, try it. Let me see. I'll let you know. That does taste good. I'm just gonna add a little bit more cinnamon. And a little bit more of the adobo. The adobo already has salt, like I told you. So, I'm telling you, I feel like sneezing. Oh my goodness. No, Lily, don't sneeze. Okay, so this is ready. I'm gonna put it aside. And another thing that I garnish it with, I'm gonna prepare so it's ready, is pine nuts. As you see, as you have seen so far, we do use nuts in our food. They are actually nutritious. It's a good fat, and it adds flavor to it. When you roast the nuts, it actually gives it a different flavor. So what I'm gonna use is pine nuts, and I am gonna be roasting them in oil, in a little bit of oil. So This is Chinese pine nut. If you can find the Lebanese one, that will be really good. But I mean, this is the one that you will find in grocery stores mostly. So I am doing that. Let me check on this guy. Okay. These are doing good, even though that scared me so much. But they are doing good. And I am gonna put the tomato sauce to start boiling. So that way, when it's ready for us to put all the dish together, we have all the pieces for it. And it's a matter of just putting it together and let it cook together for a few minutes. So I'm gonna show you what I have here. I have 2 cans of tomato sauce. If you make your own tomato sauce, well, it's even better. But I mean, if you can find it in the grocery store, why to even bother? We're trying to make a quick dish. So I have 2 cans of tomato sauce, and each one of them is 15 ounces. So we're gonna use 2 of them. Look here. These, you just want them to get golden. You don't want to overcook them because then the flavor of it is not the same. So I have it on medium-low so it doesn't cook too fast for me and then I miss it. Okay, so I have 2 cans of tomato sauce, and I'm going to add some water to it so it's not so thick, because it's going to have to boil a little bit with the eggplant and the potatoes. So what I did, I added, so we had 30 ounces of tomato sauce. I added 1.5 cans of water. Okay, so does your husband wash? Oh, actually he does wash the dishes when I'm cooking. So that's why when I tell him I'm gonna do a live video tonight, he's like, okay. But on the good side, he also gets to eat freshly made dinner. So, but yes, he does help me with the dishes, bless his heart. Even though he'll be working all day and he's tired too. But he's such a good guy. I'll keep him. I'll definitely keep him. He's very supportive, and he's such a good family man. I'm really blessed to have him in my life. And the kids, oh my gosh, he spoils them so much. A little too much sometimes. Makes me mad, but hey, why not? So here you go. As you see, it's getting golden. You don't want to overcook it, like I said. Oh, those eggplants are golden. Okay, so here we go. So I'm gonna do 2 things for you guys. I'm gonna cook them on the stove with the tomato sauce, and I'm gonna do another one in the oven too. So you have the choice, and it's whatever you guys prefer to do. So here you go. These are done. I'm turning the heat off so they don't overcook, because they're gonna keep cooking. And these here I'm gonna remove. You hear that? I'm so scared. It scares me. Here you go. Ah, one more. Stay there. Stay. Okay. There you go. Okay, so these are done. Everything is done. So here I have this, I don't know what you would call this. It's like a Dutch pan. Is that what you call this? It's like a shallow Dutch pan. So it has a cover too. If somebody knows what this is called, tell me please. You see this? So I'm gonna put them in here, okay? So let me show you how the assembly is gonna go. Oh, I have a mess here, y'all. I don't wanna show you my mess. Let me clean it first. I have peels everywhere. I exploded. Even though it's live, I'm not showing you exactly what's happening behind the scenes, because you'll be like, oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. I'm almost done. I'll show you guys in a second how to do this. So I have the tomato sauce on the stove, and what I'm doing is it is gonna boil. I'm gonna wait for it to boil a little bit, and I'm gonna add just a little bit of spices to it. And one of those spices is actually gonna be mint, dried mint. It's good with tomato sauce. So see, these are the pine nuts. They are ready. The beef is ready. The eggplant is ready, and the potatoes. So it's assembly time. Let me take you over there. I have to like put it and run. That's what I do, okay? So there you go. Okay, so I just don't want this to overboil, so I'll put it on medium. I am gonna add a little bit of adobo to it, which it's a complete seasoning. So I'm gonna add a little bit, 1 teaspoon, and I'm gonna do a little bit of nutmeg, not a lot, like barely, a little bit, and a little bit of allspice, okay? And pepper, and a little bit of salt as well. So that's what's gonna go in the tomato sauce. Oh, sorry, forgot. A little bit of garlic powder. And a little bit of onion powder. Okay, so all the eggplants are cooked, or the ones that we are baked, we bake them, they're ready. The ones that we fried, they're ready as well. So we are in a good shape. So now it's time to put them all together and show you how it's gonna look. So let me move my camera with my basic tripod. By the way, I did buy, oh my gosh, see the mess? Look at that. There you go. Okay, so I did buy during the cake fair, I found this stand that I can put the phone in it, a phone stand, and I'm waiting for it to arrive. So let me see. Here you are. Okay, you see there? There we go. Okay. So, okay. Eggplants. They're roasted already. And then we have the ones that we fried over here. Okay? So, and we have the potatoes. Those pretty potatoes that we made a hole in them and we deep fried them, remember? So they're ready too. Oh, for the tomato sauce that's cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and put a clove of garlic because it just adds more flavor to it and it tastes so good. And it's all about good tasting food. So here you go. Just one, you don't need more than one. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we take the eggplant and we place it down, and look what I'm doing here. Okay. So what I'm doing is I am pressing the inside of it a little bit, so kind of like to make a hole for the filling to go in there. So I'm pressing it down a little bit, okay? Not so much, don't be squishing it. So there you go. So this one is the one that I'm gonna put on the stove to cook. And then the other one, I'm gonna put it in the oven. So you guys, that way you see how you can do it in whatever way. So we have this, we have the eggplant, right? So now I'm gonna put the potatoes inside. So pretty, look at that. That's why I was telling you that I like them to be the same size, because that way, see that? So there you go. Okay, so I'm gonna get the beef. Oh, the other ones, I'm gonna put them in a pan that's gonna go in the oven. Okay, so the other ones, this one here, I'm gonna put it. Oh, these are still hot. Lily's crazy, playing with hot food. Ouch. Ow. Okay. So there you go. is actually gonna be all eggplants, it seems like. So the potatoes, we have to find a place for them. Poor potatoes. Let's see. Okay, so we have this other one. This is all eggplant. Let me try to find a space for these potatoes. Potatoes, potatoes. Let's see. Bitty potatoes. There you go. There you go. One more. One more, one more. Let's do it this way. Okay. So, yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Okay, you see that? Okay, so we're gonna fill them with the beef that we browned, and we're gonna put the pine nuts on top. The tomato sauce is almost done. Let me try it and see how it tastes. I haven't added the mint to it. Perfecto. Okay, so brown beef. Get a spoon. Okay, so we're gonna take the beef and we're gonna place it inside. You see that? So doing 1 tablespoon, and then I'll go back and I'll add more. So I did 2 pounds of beef, of ground beef, and I have 3 eggplants altogether. They're huge, but you can do 2. If you have a bigger family, you can do 4. If you find the smaller ones, even better. So here we go. Okay, there we go. And then I'll go back again. So each one is taking about 2 tablespoons of the ground beef. It's of course, it has the spices, adobo, cinnamon, allspice, ginger. The potatoes, look. You see that? So you're gonna fill them almost all the way up. See that? So there you go. So we're filling them. It is a little tricky, so you kind of have to push it with your fingers sometimes, okay? So here you go. Hello! My helper is here. She had basketball practice. So she's all sweaty and stinky.
Yeah, it actually did something.
Haha. So, thank you, Misty. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I promise you it tastes so good. Like, oh my goodness. Can't wait to eat it. So there you go. So this here, we may not have enough time to make the rice. I don't want to keep you guys for so long. I already taught you how to make the rice. So this you can add, make the rice, white rice next to it and accompany it with it. If not, you can just have it as is when here she is. So you can definitely do that. So right now, here. So I stuffed all of them. I stuffed them all. You see that? And I'm gonna do the pine nuts. So it's just a little bit of pine nuts. If you're allergic to nuts, do not use them. Of course, you don't have to. You can also do almonds instead, but the pine nuts, it just adds a nutty flavor to it that is just so different and so good. It's like kind of like it has like an aroma. So, what's the question?
It's not a question.
What is she saying?
I just tuned in. I've never eaten eggplant. I need to try it.
Yes, you should definitely try this. It's such a easy dish to make, and it has so much taste, and it's healthy actually. Of course, if you don't deep fry it like I did. So I deep fried some of it, and the other ones I oven roasted them. So it's not so much fat. So here you go, the tomato sauce. Let me show you how it looks. It's boiling.
Jayla says hi.
Hello. So let me wash my hands because they are all oily. Dana, can you keep an eye on the tomato sauce? Make sure it doesn't boil over. Okay, so I am gonna add a little bit of the mint that I have. We dried it. It's from our garden. So I'm gonna do a little bit of that in the sauce. Not a lot, maybe like about half a teaspoon, about 1 teaspoon. Not a lot. Okay, so what I do is I crushed it, and I'm gonna tell you guys what I also do. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of marjoram. So of course I have a lot of it, but I'm just gonna add just one tiny bit. It just adds more flavor to it. So there you go. Just one tiny bit. Okay, so this here is boiling, and what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna take it out off of the. Okay, welcome home. Helper Zaina, they're talking to you.
Hi.
Read it.
Welcome home, little helper.
Okay, so let me show you what I'm doing here. Zaina, I need to show them here what's going on.
Okay,
So,
show them.
Here, no, I need the camera.
Okay, get it.
Okay, so what I'm doing is, okay, bring it. Okay, so you see the tomato sauce? Look at it. You see that? So I went two cans of tomato sauce, and the same can I measured 1 water and a half. Okay, so here you go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add this to this. I'm gonna turn the heat on, and I'm gonna put it on medium high, and we are gonna cook it in the tomato sauce. Okay, so this here, that's why I said I like to bake it too, because that way you can put it in the oven and you don't have to worry about it. You can go and finish doing something else. And here you go. So what I'm doing is I'm just adding the tomato sauce that we made with the spices. I'm adding it to the eggplants and the potatoes that are stuffed with the beef. You can also do a little bit on top like that. You're gonna make them, Mama, put it, face it the other way.
Okay.
Because you're gonna make them, okay?
I don't know how to do it on here. Okay, there.
Okay, there you go. So as you see, I have it on medium
Sorry.
high. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay, all my crazy spices, let me put them away. So I'm gonna cover it. So I'm gonna wait for it to boil just a little bit. We're gonna cover it, and it's just for them, just enough to for it to thicken, for the tomato sauce to thicken, because everything is already cooked. Everything is cooked, baked, fried. Everything is ready. The tomato sauce also has boiled with everything in it. So it's just a matter of it like cooking together. So here, I'm gonna cover it. So Zaina can keep there, and I'm gonna fill these quick. And I'm gonna show you how it will look to put them in the oven.
It is yummy.
And any questions, anyone? Go ahead, please, and ask. That's the whole purpose of the live video, is for you guys to ask, because sometimes it gets a little hard for me to go back and read all the comments. So if you have any question right now, for those of you who are watching right now, please go ahead and ask. And I'll try to answer as I'm working. So here I am filling the other tray.
I missed you prepping the potatoes. Did you boil?
No, what I did, I just peeled them, and I carved them from the inside with the, it's kind of like a little carver tool that I have, and I deep fried them. You can also roast them in the oven like I roasted the eggplants. So if you don't want the extra fat, which we don't need, but I mean it does taste good to deep fry it, you can definitely do it in the oven. Just brush it with some oil and roast it on high and until it's golden. So that's how I prep the potatoes. If you boil them, it's bland. It doesn't taste the same. So I like to fry them, or at least roast them.
Shelly said, can you send me a portion through Facebook Live?
I wish.
And then Missy said, nice, thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. So here you go. You see what I'm doing here? I'm doing the same thing, but in this one, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it in the oven. We're gonna cover it with foil and just put it in the oven until it boils together for about 15 minutes. And then we have it ready to eat. So here we go. Here you go. And
Do you have any questions?
you hear our cat. He's not inside the house. He's outside.
Yeah.
We have the door open, and he's smelling the food. Hey, buddy.
Kitty.
Look at it. That's our cat buddy. I know for those of you who love animals, you're gonna say, "Oh, she's so mean. She doesn't have him inside the house." I'm sorry. I can't. So, but he's good. I promise you. He's good. He even made friends with our neighbors, and he goes there when we're not home.
Friends. He's like their family.
He
He's
goes-
always over there.
I know, he has a good time with our neighbors. So let me show you this. Oh my goodness, this is looking so good. Look at it. See that? So it's just boiling in the tomato sauce. I added the rest of it. And it's just a little bit. You need to boil it for like 10-15 minutes. And you have a dish. So here you go, this one here. Sorry about all this mess.
Oh, do you see the steam coming out?
Okay,
You
so
can see the steam on the camera.
oh God. So here you see this. So I'm just gonna cover it with the foil, and I'm gonna put it on bake, on convection bake for 375. Actually, I'm gonna put it on 425. So
Can
it's
you
faster.
go order this dish anywhere around here?
You can't. That's why I'm trying to teach you guys how to make them, so that way you can also eat very good food. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll open a restaurant, but I don't know when. I don't know.
I'm guessing I can't order at the bakery.
No, you can't. I'm sorry. We're not opening a restaurant. My husband says we're not opening a restaurant, y'all. So you're gonna have to keep learning from me how to cook, so that way you can have the food. So anyways, I am gonna go ahead and end the video because I don't wanna make you bored. I am gonna be posting the picture of the final dish in a little bit. So just to give you an idea, come on, show them how this is looking.
Yes, please, and Mehshi is gonna laugh.
Here, you see that? Does it look yummy? Be honest. So, there you go. So it's just boiling there. I have it on medium, low. The smell is amazing. And other than that, I will be seeing you guys hopefully Sunday. I'm not sure yet if we don't
Looks
do
amazing,
anything.
thank you.
You're very welcome, and you all have a good night, and give me about 15 minutes and I will be posting a picture of the final dish so you all can see what to expect and how it's gonna look. I wish you can taste it too, but please, if you do it, send me a picture of it. I get so happy when you all tag me with pictures or private message me, because it makes me feel like it's working. So other than that, you'll have a good night. See you guys later. Bye.